Because Dardoch had an interesting point that he mentioned. If you go back to that first series versus LYON, they had a fantastic start to game number 1. Game 2 got a little out of their hands, but he actually had an interesting quote there. Felt like they're stumbling at the easy part and doing the hard part better. They're getting into a position where they actually have these leads and they're in advantageous positions, but then closing out they were struggling with. They were able to close out game number 1, struggled here in game number 2. Now they're on the grub. Shopify are approaching. Fudge coming in from the top. And now he's the focus here. Everybody from Dignitas throw their hands on Fudge. That's going to be first blood over to Dig.
And Shopify can collect the grubs with their grubby little hands, but they lost their first blood money, Kangas, and that gold lead does increase for now for Dignitas. It's not the biggest. Let's take another look here. Dignitas, obviously, they're just going to all attack the weak side of the flank. If there's a pincer movement here, Fudge alone, of course, right over the wall. Dardoch Q's over the wall into ultimate on Fudge. They take him down. Even though he gets his ult off in a little bit of burn, the rest of Shopify are like, we still can't fight this. So we'll just take the grubs and get out of here. But I have a more important critical update. Some of our data has been falsified or heavily influenced as bottom side fight.
Contract's going for a gank here. B-Boy taking a huge chunk of damage. FBI almost gets the kill. Zizlo's there with the bailout. Now the handshake back on the Ignar. Hostile takeover will land. No, it does not. Flash from FBI had the summoner spell. So Dignitas survived the gank.
Yeah, well done by the Dignitas bottom line. They fight off the gank, and it's all even on summoners since everybody used theirs with them putting so much pressure onto B-Boy. All summoners from also the Shopify side. So I'm giving honors to my Dignitas bottom lane there for fighting them off with the extra presence of the Skarner. It's on those two.
That's a good point.
As of right now, looks fine, but we'll see.
Which is also ironic because that means that it was not a flip-flop, which is what Raz is known for.
Can we be sure what he started with, though?
Here's the cease and desist into the top lane. Denethor got the first blood. He's got another gank, but this time Fudge will survive it. Not quite enough damage for the kill there. But I like this look here from Dignitas playing around their Fed member. Denethor is the one with the most gold lead over his lane opponent.
Yeah, it's not a huge lead, though. So despite Fudge getting turned on at the grub fight and getting ganked, I think he's doing quite a good job because the matchup is really annoying versus Aurora, and he's still farming effectively. Doesn't seem to have too many issues. The extra gold lead for Aurora is mostly the first blood actual cash.
And 2 turret plates as well.
Yeah, that he did get. So we'll see when we get to these team fights, because again, it's going to be Dignitas with so many diving flank members here with Aurora, Vi, and Yone. Huge dive potential. Can they get around, like Azir ultimate and Skarner defenses that they are going to try and use? Palafox here under attack, under tower. Jat and Raz still holding. They're calm. They're no paper hands, okay?
They're not sweating hands either. But right now, Shopify are making them sweat a little bit with their second dragon here. Uncontested again. Dignitas are allowing Shopify to scale these up, stack these up. That is 2 in a row now for the Rebels. And a couple of plates here for Zinni, who currently here is getting a slight lead over Palafox in the 1v1. I want to go back to the point that you had made about that top lane, though, and Fudge holding on versus the Aurora despite that first blood, despite the counter pick there in the top lane. And Denethor now having the Leandri's first item completed here. He hasn't been able to push too much more, but now they go in. B-Boy throws his support at Ignar. Hostile takeover will land, and that's enough Ren stacks for days. B-Boy picks up a kill.
Nice force on the kill, and they call the jungle as well, Kangas. They might not be done here. You can force them off the tower. Get the kill, deny some minions, get some tower plate money. Even with the threat of Skarner, FBI giving them some room.
Now Dardoch in the mid lane spotted out here by that control ward, so even Zinni is safe. His jungler went bot side, but there's not much for Dardoch to do outside of just take these chickens.
Most of the history of this champ, but now he's under attack.
On to Zinni. Will the healing be enough to keep him alive? He Emperor's divides under the turret, but Denethor is there to get the kill. Now Contracts pulled Dardoch back in. Has no impale available, and Dardoch lives with a sliver of a health bar, but the burn is enough. Contracts will get the kill in kind.
Worth it. Did you hear that Heartsteel's proc, man?
That was a satisfying bonk.
The ring around Summoner's Rift, and just barely able to get him to burn down there. Meanwhile, Fudge gets free time on the bottom side tower, so Shopify cleaning up here, even though Zinni was targeted.
They didn't even like try and fight. They looked at the fight on the third one, didn't commit to it. You can't just give Soul for free, Kobe. You got to find a way to actually get in. So what's Dignitas's approach going to be in your mind? As they're actually posturing here around Contracts, flashes forward, not going to find the Ishtal's impact into the wall. Dardoch will interrupt it. Palafox now finds an angle on the B-Boy, dodges on the hostile takeover, but now Dardoch flies onto the back line. B-Boy sucks up his support, throws it back in onto the jungler, but now joins Denethor. B-Boy's in trouble, he's going to go down. Denethor will follow. Zinni gets the kill that time. Emperor's Divide onto Dardoch means a double to Zinni. FBI will answer one back, but Ishtal impact into the wall. Contracts finds that one. Shopify Rebellion find a 1-for-4 trade.
What a counter here from Shopify with Dignitas trying to find the initiation. They go for the backline here. Palafox is looking at B-Boy and Zeyzal. And so with FBI getting kind of pushed out by Fudge here, Palafox ease in onto Zeyzal, and then he's going to Q, and then he's going to look for the ultimate over the top onto the Renata. The other side, pull back as Dardoch goes in. So their attempt there is kind of stifled. Contracts got his ultimate onto Denethor. So they were able to peel for a while, and it allowed B-Boy to get the bailout at the last second. They peeled for them. Their backline here for Shopify is able to survive, and only Zinni dies because FBI full committed his flash in there at the very end.
He was able to go between worlds and jump to the other side of the big circle, but yeah, that one bailout kept B-Boy alive, and now Shopify Rebellion 30 seconds until this pivotal Dragon Soul. They're going to teleport their top laner to join up. FBI is getting chunked out at the start of the fight. Dignitas control the access point through the river currently, as they'll teleport their mid laner in here. Contract's going to walk up. Fudge with the big teleport shield drops down the equalizer. FBI still chunks down, and now that's a one-way ticket for Dardoch, but he's got Palafox behind him. Dignitas almost blow up B-Boy again, but yet again, the bailout will be enough. A double kill to the support, as Shopify Rebellion will once again win the team fight. This time, their reward is Dragon Soul.
Yeah, and that one was not close. They demolished them in the team fight. They started out with some poke from Zinni. Again, the Dusk and Dawn proc just pokes him down. Then they're able to get the full engage. Fudge just walk your face right into him with your big old teleport shield.
Yeah.
They burned them all down in the first like 2 seconds.
Find you, Aurora, okay?
Let Skarner take down.
Aurora's in front, by the way. This is a good fight.
Hey.
No TP.
Yep,
just play slow. I'll take your. Yunar Nora, by the way.
Yeah.
Yo, looks good.
Okay. Yeah, just for fine.
I'm just fighting.
Looks good.
Yeah, if they hit me, it's good. Just in front.
Yo, look at me.
Yep. I got big ult on you. I have W on you too. It's free. Nice shot, guys. Let's just get Soul and collect our free win, no?
Yeah, collect
Soul.
Do pass go, do collect your free win.
That was the most animated I've ever seen Coach Revan as well, this split. That was a high five. Even in some of the good plays, he's looked a little grouchy. I'm just going to call him out on that this time around. Warren's a high five for the team fight win. Zeyzal said, let's get that free win, and it feels like it's 7,000 gold lead with the Dragon Soul. Now Dardoch getting impaled in his own jungle. B-Boy getting that damage into him with Ren stacks, and Zinni with the kill. The tag team combo, triple threat from Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, that's going to be a free Baron. Genghis, and a free Baron often leads to a free win, as they said.
Yeah. And the Grudge Match Bowl, Ultimate Grudge Match Bowl Part 3, it delivered in Game 1, it delivered in Game 2, Game 3 here. Now that it's opened up, it's looking like a bit of a stomp. A Shopify Rebellion, again, their goal this split was to improve. In order to do that, you gotta beat the teams you beat last split, as well as add a few more names to that list. They did it with Sentinels. They could do it here now, taking down Dignitas.
So now that they are winning, can we push the Shopify Zinni supporters even further?
Ooh.
They already voted, and the people who voted they would prefer Zinni on their team. Are you willing to even commit more? Because, you know, Zinni, they didn't put him on Annie or Galio at all.
No.
They've been spamming these supportive champions, Annie, Galio, and Nivea, over and over for him, but they kind of unleashed him with the Silas pick. Now he gets the Azir pick here. And is it going to be the Summer of Zinni instead of the Summer of Palafox?
I like that question, Kobe. Flip the script.
Or
take down Palafox, get a win for yourself. Embers divide on to said mid laner. Palafox is dead. B-Boy on a killing spree, but Dignitas do answer onto Fudge. Now Zinni flies in, and they got B-Boy unleashed as well. That's Shopify picking up 2 more quick kills, a double to B-Boy as it's only Denethor and Ignar alive on Dignitas. That's the flash from Denethor, flash response from Zinni. The reaction time was there, and Shopify's mid laner stands tall in game number 3. The Rebels have the Baron-empowered wave to push in, and it's only a support staring them down. 15-4 with the Dragon Soul. The Rebels dig the grave of Dignitas in this ultimate grudge match. Bull Part 3. GG. Shopify take the series.
Congratulations to Shopify. Huge win for them. I mean, yes, it's the grudge match. We're all happy that that is settled for now. But also, as you brought up earlier, these two teams fighting to get into playoffs. They're often very close. That could be the cutoff line. Now, Shopify here getting another win for themselves, though. They've got a really good amount of separation now. They could feel pretty confident.
We had a confirmation from our stats guy that there is still technically worlds with tiebreakers and scenarios that Shopify wouldn't guarantee playoffs.
100% guarantee.
But it's like 99%.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty close, and they've put themselves in a fantastic position. You want to be able to control your fate, even if it comes down to a tiebreaker scenario. You want to be able to say, oh, if we just keep winning, let's just